Good afternoon. Welcome to Advanced Manufacturing Laboratory, the conventional machining part. Conventional machining part. Today you will be doing your fifth experiment. This is the last experiment. Once this particular experiment is concluded, you will be having a test on the conventional machining part in the next Monday. So today is some studies on horizontal spindle plant surface grinding. So there are different aspects of plant surface grinding that we will be studying. So let us see what we are going to do today. So we will try to capture the grinding cycle phenomena. We will see the effect of down speed in horizontal spindle plant surface grinding of bearing steel on grinding forces, grinding ratio and surface specific grinding energy. And that we will be doing by grinding the bearing steel plates using conventional grinding wheel or alumina grinding wheel. We will also study the effect of table speed on the same thing, that is grinding forces, force ratio and specific grinding energy. Using the data that you are going to get from objective number 2 and objective number 3, you are going to estimate grinding zone temperature. So once you estimate the grinding zone temperature, then you would also be able to see the effect of down feed, which is typically denoted by A, and effect of work speed on grinding temperature. So this is the grinding machine. This in a similar kind of grinding machine the experiment has been conducted. This is a surface grinding machine. Moreover, this is the spindle axis. So this is horizontal. Let me change the color. Spindle surface grinding machine. This is the table of the machine. This table reciprocates in this direction, giving you the work speed. This is the spindle. That spindle rotates in this direction. So this is the spindle rotation, giving rise to the grinding velocity, which is equivalent to cutting velocity in machining. And here you put the workpiece and gradually you will change the engagement between the grinding wheel and the workpiece, which I have hatched here, thereby changing the down feed or A after each pass. This VW or table reciprocation is given hydraulically. Over and above, you can move the table, not this part, this particular table, you can move with respect to the base in perpendicular direction away from you or towards you. That will give you the cross feed or transverse feed. So we are not engaging cross feed or transverse feed because we are going to do plant surface grinding. And in plant surface grinding, in this particular case, BS, that is the width of the wheel, be more than the width of the job. So the entire surface of the job can be machined in a single go. Now let us see what is there. This is the kind of wheel we will be using. This is a alumina wheel. Diameter of this wheel DS is 200 millimeter. That is this outer diameter, 200 millimeter. This is the inner diameter. It is mounted. This particular wheel is A60K5V. That means it is a alumina wheel with a mesh size. of 60. That means the grid size is roughly 250 micron. It is vitrified bonded. It is moderate hardness and rather moderate structure number, that is, it is rather a closed wheel. It is not very open wheel. So this is the designation of the wheel. Here it is written, you can see it is A46, 54 or 64 it is written. So the nominal designation is A60. Okay, so that is the kind of wheel we are going to use for our experiment. Now in grinding, this is the grinding wheel. This is the workpiece. This symbol designates the workpiece is reciprocating, and this is the amount of engagement downfeed. This is typically 2 to 40 micron in that particular zone. This is the width of the workpiece that I have already shown, and this is the width of the grinding wheel, and in our case width of the grinding wheel is more than the width of the workpiece. So this is one of the side view and this is the front view. So this is the workpiece. Currently it is moving in this direction, but the workpiece typically reciprocates with a velocity of VW. This is your A, that is the downfeed. This is the wheel rotation NS, and VS is pi into ds into ns by 60,000 in appropriate units. It will give it in meter per second. This would be in RPM and this one would be in millimeter. So that is the strategy of calculating. Vs is equivalent to Vc in machining. So these are the parameters that we are going to that are associated in grinding. And what are we going to do today? We are going to study the effect of two parameters. One is downfeed, another one was work speed, their effect on lot many things. What are those? Forces, force ratio, specific grinding energy, and grinding temperature. Grinding temperature we will not be measuring. Numerically we will be estimating using analytical models. Now, first objective is grinding cycle. What do you mean by grinding cycle? So that let us understand. This is the spindle which is supported by these bearings. During grinding, a normal force would be acting on the grinding wheel, because of which from this particular position, from its nominal geometric position, which is here, from the nominal geometric position it would get deflected. So this is the deflection of the grinding wheel. Why this deflection is coming? Because there is a normal force Fn which is working on this. Because of this deflection, if you set a downfeed of 40 micron, in the very first pass 40 micron would not be machined. So if you gave 10 passes, then actually 400 micron would not be machined. There would be some unmachined part. Grinding is all about tolerance and surface finish. So that unmachined part, if it gets remained, if unground part gets remained after 10 passes, then you would not be able to achieve tolerance. So you have to give few more passes without giving any further downfeed, so that the unground pass is gradually removed. So this is the basic concept of grinding cycle, and that we will try to demonstrate or capture. So this is the first objective. For first objective, we will be carrying out the experiment at 22 micron downfeed and at a table speed of 4 micron. So wheel would be dressed. Then 8 passes would be given with 22 micron outpiece downfeed. Then 8 more passes would be given, but without any downfeed. And you will see, ideally if there is nothing unground, then you should not be able to register any force. So by force measurement, we will show you that even during this stage, there is some amount of machining going on. For objective number 2, You have to carry out the experiment at down feed of 10 micron and table speed of 3 meter per minute. And before that, you have to set the grinding speed at 30 meter per second. This will come out to be 30 meter per second. In the second part of the objective number 2, and you have to give 12 passes. Once your data freezes, you have to measure the tangential and normal force, that is normal and tangential force. Once you get a stable value, typically expected from 4th to 12th pass, you have to find out the average value of tangential and normal force. From that average value, you have to calculate surface specific grinding energy and force ratio, normal force to tangential force. And you have to repeat the experiment at 20 micron. So when you repeat the experiment, one at 10 micron and one at 20 micron, you will get the effect of A. This is at nominal value of 3 meter per minute. In objective number 3, what you would do? You would carry out the experiment at 6 meter per minute. Downfeed would remain at 10 micron. So if you compare this data with respect to this data, so here you will get the effect of work speed. So in this way, both the table speed, both the effect of downfeed and work speed, you will be able to calculate. And not only that, later on, when I discuss how to calculate temperature, you would also be able to estimate temperature. So this is the data. So this is the data for objective number 2. So this is 30 meter per second, 3 meter per minute, 20 micron. This is 30 meter per second, 3 meter per minute, 10 micron. This is 6 meter per minute, 10 micron. So here you will get the effect of A, and here you will get the effect of VW. The actual data would be shown to you later on. Now, how do you estimate grinding temperature? I will not go into the details and anything. I'll simply give you the equations that you have to use. Those who have taken theory of abrasive machining, they would immediately understand this is basically using the Malkin's approach or Malkin's hypothesis. So this is the basic equation. This is the contact length. You calculate the contact length using this equation. Downfeed into root over ds, ADS root over of that. ds is 200 millimeter. QW is the amount of heat flux entering the workpiece, which can be calculated by this, where QT is the total heat flux, so which is equal to specific grinding energy into material removal rate divided by contact area. Eta is the percentage of heat which is entering the workpiece, so this is the proposition of Malkin. So this is UG minus 0.45 UCH by UG. UCH is nothing but the amount specific energy required for chip formation, which is for steel 13.6 joule per millimeter cube. Once it is there, for calculation of beta W, this is the equation. This is density, this is specific heat, this is thermal conductivity. Nominal values for steel are given. So using this equation, you would be able to estimate workpiece temperature. And when you estimate workpiece temperature, you will get the effect of A, and you will also get the effect of VW, because for that you will be using this QT from the experimental data of UG. So that you have understood by now. So this is what you have to do. Now in the report, what you have to do, show the variation of grinding forces during grinding cycle. So you can give like this. This is number of passes, and in this direction you can plot Ft and Fn using two different symbols, and you can also plot so this is what you have to do. So first to 8th and then to 16th, you have to show how the forces are varying. You expect to get a force variation like this. So it will take some time to get stable. After that it will drop, and then it will gradually approach zero value. Show and explain the variation of grinding forces, grinding ratio and specific grinding energy with respect to downfeed and table speed. As because you have only two values of down speed and two values of VW, you would not be able to draw a graph. You have to draw bar charts. So this has to be done. Instead of graphs, you have to draw bar charts, and while doing it, do not show everything. You only show the average values, average of number of passes, those values you do. estimate grinding temperature. Just by using this particular model, you estimate temperature and show the variation of grinding temperature with respect to downfeed and table speed. Now let us have a look at the data. So this is your objective number 1, that is to capture the concept of grinding cycle. This has been done at Vs equal to 30 meter per second, table speed of 4 meter per minute and downfeed of 22 micron. As you can see, the first is 25, this is 25 Newton and this is 40 Newton. Then gradually it becomes stable. Then it becomes stable from the third pass onward, not exactly from this one, from third pass onward it becomes stable. After 8th pass, you do not give any downfeed and it is not immediately 0. As you can see, it is as much as 32 when the stable value was around 39 and this was around 60, this is 50. Then it is gradually decreasing and a time will come where it is no longer measurable, particularly for tangential force, but for normal force it would be measurable. So if you plot with number of passes, normal force is increasing like this, it is getting stable and then it is dropping very drastically and then it is becoming 0. So that's what you have to show. You have to capture, we have captured and you have to show it in the data. Now this is for objective number 2 and objective number 3, these two data sheets. So here in this one it is 10 micron, this is 50 meter per second, which is nothing but 3 meter per minute. This is 20 micron, 3 meter per minute. So this will give you the objective 2 and you will get the effect. And here also you can see more or less from the 4th pass the data are rather stable. Initially it was less, that is the grinding cycle part. Here as you can see, as you increase downfeed, the forces are increasing. Now let us have a look at 10 micron and 100 millimeter per minute. That means 6 meter per minute. Here the material removal rate is increasing. As the material removal rate is almost double, it is expected that the forces will also grow. So this is 8. Material removal rate is double, but this is not 16. This is 14.2. This is 20. This is not 40. This is 35.6. If you compare objective 2 also, it is interesting. How is it interesting? Let us say this is almost 8. Here you have doubled the downfeed, but this has not become 16. This has become only 10. Here it is 20 normal force. Here it has become 25. It has not become 40. So these would be interesting graphs that you have to plot. Here instead of plotting graphs, what you have to do is that you have to take the average values. So how do you take average values? For taking average values, wherever it has become stable, there you take the average of FT. So FT average would be done. So if you go back here, you have to put the average value of FT FN for this particular combination, FT FN, FT FN. Using that FT FN, you have to calculate the average value of force ratio and specific grinding energy. So this is what you have to do. Here also you have to do the force ratio and specific grinding energy. They have not been written, so that has to be done. So in this way you have to carry out the experiment. A separate demo video would be uploaded, so where you can see the actual grinding experiment being done, and through the Microsoft Team channel you will get instruction when to submit your report and to whom it has to be submitted. Okay, thank you so much.